So you released this debut album out to the public.
Yeah.
How is it received? And what year is this?
2012, December 28th, 29th. Yeah. So it was just after. So Pompey had released his on December 8th. And so our singles at the time mine was Despite My Faults. I think Magnus was Buririka. Pompey was ding 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 ding. Yeah, that's that one. So excuse me. And so that was like that was the song that Pompey had. And what's funny now, the biggest radio stations, Pompey, Mag, me, top 3. Like imagine, so you had secular artists calling and saying, how are you guys doing it? Like how can you guys be 1, 2, and 3? Not even on a Christian station. Like how? Just like, right.
But funny, even isn't that the situation right now as we're speaking?
Seriously.
Right now, like who's number 1, 2, or 3?
Yeah.
Is it one of you guys? Okay, no, now they're not 1, 2, or 3, but you're still in the top 3.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Ish, man. So that's what would happen. So even when we were ready to launch our albums were like just that I had already arranged with my church. So mine was at my church. It was end of December. Pompey's was December 8th. Tio's also wanted to drop his in December in the middle. And then Magnus was the one in March. So we all came out for that. And they sold out crowds. Like it was so amazing. And so when I dropped Worship of the Love Revolutionary, great reception, powerful reception. And but there was something that happened that made me have to remove this, that show my face eventually. On the next project was
Piracy.
No, it wasn't even piracy. It was I'm very, one of the things when I look back now, I realize like there was coming from that whole thing of Zambians don't want to hear anything in English. There was a huge misconception that that I was in the States or I was American.
Yeah, I get.
And so I didn't like that. I did not like that. I was like, no, but like I want people to know, I want people to know
it's
that
being produced here.
Yeah, like it's being produced here. That's by a Zambian. Like it's an actual Zambian making this music, and that God is working through a Zambian. You know what I'm saying? Because the self-doubt, the idea that people were, just putting themselves down, it just didn't sit well with my heart. So eventually I said, okay, for the next album, I'll put my face there. And
so you you removing your face was more of a God thing. It's not about me, it's about God. But it was but guys, because of that, guys were like, yo, there's like a guy from States who's making music.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it became and I felt like I still wanted people to know that it was a Zambian, that it was Zambian, So
when you started getting shows now?
Yeah, we started getting shows, a lot of shows. Then in that year I traveled. We even did. It was 2013. We actually even did the Live Wise Die Ready tour. Me, Bizzle, Lavoisier, Ilse from Zimbabwe. We did 13 African cities. Amazing tour. We had a great time. Yeah, with DJ Easy from SA. We had a great time. Was
your music penetrating South Africa as well? Or was it just within Zambia?
No, it was reaching some points of SA.
Okay.
There's a friend called Harold who organized the tour. Even got to tour with guys like The Truth when they came through. So it was like, we're building relationships and different things, but it was kind of like, it was exciting. It was interesting.
Okay.
It was just seeing growth. But, at the same time, again, like that whole vibe of you're ours, because now you're the Christian version of Christian alternative. And meanwhile, as an evangelist, I'm more comfortable to send this message to who I feel needs to hear it.
Yep.
What I'm saying? Rather than it becoming a Christian entertainment tool. So a lot of that began to happen. I feel like a lot of change in that sense began to happen. Then 2013, I traveled to the States. So I had now my second trip, and so me and Big C, the guy I told you about.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're invited to do ministry by Marlon. So Marlon was now pastoring a church.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, bro, tell him about it.
Yeah.
So he's now pastoring a church with his wife Debbie, and they're like, hey, come out, Virginia. Let's. And so while I was in Virginia, that's when I was at a gas station. First I was fatigued, man, because I jet lag. And they played me. Ethiopian Airlines made me, man. I was supposed to fly into the States on the 3rd, because 4th of July was, but no. 2nd, I get to the airport in Ethiopia, and then they're like, oh, you're on standby. You're flying out tomorrow. I'm like, what? So I end up landing in the States on the 4th of July, and I'm exhausted. But then it's the 4th of July, so there's fireworks, and you're in Washington. Hey, man. And so by the day I was now the conference started on the 5th, and I was still supposed to lead worship. I was tired. So after every session, I hadn't recovered. So we went to the first time I got to lead this old couple. When I went to get some energy drink by a shop, I led this old couple in a car next to us. And God told me, go and tell them that my plan for their lives is still alive. And I told them this message, and they started crying, because it's just like, they couldn't believe it. Even at their age, God had a plan for them.
Jeez.
So then we had a concert, me and Big C, on one of the nights, right? So after the thing, we went to a store. I said, oh, let me buy a calling card so I can call back home. I get to a store, and as we were walking, there's a guy in front of me. I still remember his name was Miguel. He had bought a bottle of vodka. So he gets the vodka, goes out. I buy my calling card. I'm walking out, and he's walking to his car. And man, I just go, hey, bro, can I talk to you for a second? And he goes, you want to talk to me? I'm like, yeah. And he walks up and he's like, you want to talk to me? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, hey, man, God told me to tell you that his plan for your life is still alive. And Marlon saw that. Marlon was in the car, jumped out, because the friend was trying to distract Miguel, like, let's go. Marlon was already on that guy, man. So it was so cool how we used to coordinate. Yeah. Right? So I'm talking to this guy, and I'm just telling him, like, God still got his plan for your life. And he's telling me about, like, man, like, I got saved when I was 14. My grandmother, has, at that point, I just don't know. Like, I didn't know God still has a plan. So we pray. And I remember him going, and he looks at the bottle of vodka, unopened. And he goes, you know what? I don't need this, man. I already got what I need. And he throws it in the trash. And when we're driving away, we're going to drive to another state, North Carolina. And the song Love Unleashed started coming. Ooh. That's when I thought, oh, I'm weary and tired. Because I was thinking about him, like, how, and how you're containing this love of God. And if you're allowed to pour out, someone else will be impacted. And that was when Love Unleashed. That's when God gave me the title. It's like, okay, you're going to go back and you're going to make this next album. It's called Love Unleashed.
Oh, who are weary and tired, come. You will find your rest in the arms of our King. And all who are in need of a Savior, come. You will find salvation in our Jesus. For He is love. For He is love. For He is love. For He unleashed. It's unleashed. For his love has been unleashed. It's unleashed. It's unleashed. Said all who are weary and tired, come. You will find your rest in the arms of our King. And all who are in need of a Savior, come. You will find salvation in our Jesus. For he is love. For he is love. For he is love. For he is love. And his love has been unleashed. It's unleashed. It's unleashed. For his love has been unleashed. It's unleashed. It's unleashed.
So that's when I got back to Zambia. I was like, okay, cool. That's when it started.
Nice.
Yeah,
But at
that's
least for Love Unleashed, you already had some songs you had. First and foremost, you mentioned it, but I didn't want to ask it until we got to this point of Love Unleashed. You mentioned Drinks on Me.
Yeah.
Drinks on Me is a hilarious song. It's like the song that you enjoy, but it's funny, but it's so deep.
Yeah. So drinks are so that's when we added Drinks on Me. Drinks on Me, funny enough, is came to me when I was this sounds crazy that. Let me just check something.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.